Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting, and welcome to Tuesday Night Gold Panning episode number 65. It's been a while since we've actually done some panning. Last time we were here, we were giving away some gold for Christmas. Let me catch up on some chat. Alright, if I can find my chat box, I'm still kind of out of it. Alright. Donna, how are we doing? Thank you for joining us tonight. Ryan C., JP Lawns and more, Joey Brown, Andrew O'Neill from Black Cloud Mining, Richard Zeich, who else is here? SDI Prospecting, Gunner, how's it going, Gunner? PB Preston, Brian Stevens, Philip Smith. Oh, well, listening is just as good as watching. Jason G., how's it going? AZ Digger, Chris W., CJ Hayes. How's it going, CJ? Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everyone. I probably won't see anybody again or hear from anybody, so make sure everyone has a great Christmas. Reg Lab, how's it going? Mad Hatter Prospecting and Collecting, how's it going? Neil Olson. Who else? Ryan C., thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Miguel, how's it going? Jonathan Brewer. Curtis Clancy, how's it going, Curtis? Shane Prothero, Wanda Sunderland, Package Total, everyone's in the house. Steven Schwant, Backyard Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you very much. Backyard Prospecting, thank you very much, I appreciate that. I missed your last two shows, I haven't even been able to... I've really been down for these last 2 weeks. And plus, the first one I missed, I thought it was because you were switching your days, but I guess you decided not to switch your days. But yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. All right, let me get so I can see my ugly mug, pop out my chat. And if anyone hasn't noticed, I did demonetize this live show, and I did do the Christmas one as well. And we'll see. I'll demonetize these live shows for a while to see how they go. And... I might have to end up add back in, or at least look at it just so maybe there's only an ad at the beginning. And I did post the link at the very top of chat, so if you want to win a bag of Paydirt tonight, you can. It will take me a couple days to send those out because I actually don't even have any made. I've just been so sick, didn't even think about that I needed to make 12 new bags, but I will make some new Miller Prospecting Paydirt. I have all the bags here, so you can just imagine. See, I have the bags. I just don't have the stickers. I haven't stamped them. I haven't put any Paydirt, any gold in them. So I got to go find some goodies to put them as well. Hey, Carl, well, that's great that you got one of the two in. That's the one problem. KC was another one that had 2 prizes going to him. Is that when you get 2 things, when you pre-package everything, you can't really combine the shipping. And whenever you mail 2 packages from the same spot, going to the same spot, they both take different scenic routes. Hey, Josh, how's it going? I'm doing okay. I'm like 95% back. My lungs are still a little congested, but other than that, my head cold is gone. Everything else is gone. It's just my lungs still need a little bit more time. I will say I'm rather glad I quit smoking about 2 months ago. Otherwise, this would have been a real nightmare. So... because I could barely breathe as it was, and after I quit smoking, so if I'd have been smoking still, it'd have been pretty bad. Thank you very much, PB Preston. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas again. I know we already did my Christmas show, but since we're doing another one right before Christmas, I hope everyone has a good Christmas, some happy holidays. Me and my kids, we celebrated our Christmas Monday, just so they would have time to play with their toys, because they go home Christmas morning. So, hey, Sluice Boy Prospecting, how's it going? Who else was in here? Ken Carbon, B. Greeny. Anyone else I missed? Reg Lab. Carolina Gold Girl, how's it going? Ronnie Davis. A couple new people in here, or people I haven't seen in a while. So that's good. Thank you all. PA Pickers, how's it going? Yada 99. So hopefully your wife is feeling a little better, Josh. Or things are at least moving in the better direction, And so tonight we're going to be panning out or attempting to pan out some Glacier Creek mining company, Paydirt. I got this off of Facebook. Tony Owens is the owner. He doesn't sell regularly, so I didn't want to buy it for a review, but he hit me up on Facebook. It was 1.5 grams for $100. I figured that's over a 90% ROI pretty much. So I figured, why not? I might as well get it and just save it for a live show when I didn't have any Paydirt scheduled, and works out perfect for this one. So Donna, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, Donna. Thank you very much. Jonathan Brewer. I didn't even bother with the patches. You know, this is the second time I've quit. I smoked for 30 years, and then I quit for 7. And then I started smoking again about 2 years ago, and I decided I really needed to quit again. And I just quit. I previously tried quitting with the patches and the gum and all those things, and they never worked. You just essentially have to go to bed, smoke your last cigarette, throw everything away, all your cigarette butts, everything. Make sure your house is clean, go to sleep, and make it a day where you can sleep for as long as possible, so you can sleep a good 10, 12 hours to get as much of those cravings out, and then just suffer through a couple days. Oh, that's awesome, Brian Stevens. It's awesome. And John Henry, thank you very much. Happy Christmas to you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Sorry if I'm missing anything in chat. A lot of long sentences today. Long shot from jet fuel. Yeah, that can do it. Hey, my lungs are shot just from smoking for 35 plus years, but they're actually pretty good. I mean, the last time I quit, after I'd quit, I went and had tons of work done, x-rays and stuff like that, and my lungs looked great. So, you know, they tell you not to start smoking again, which is what I did, so I wanted to quit again. So I figured, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Indiana. It's not where I planned on spending the rest of my life, but my kids are here, and I want one thing to be besides my kids here is if Indiana's a place where I don't smoke, then that's good. So smoking Juuls. Yeah, I mean, I actually looked at that. I was like, well, I don't want to just switch smoking for something else. So the one thing I will say, though, is before I quit smoking, I kept telling myself, you know, I'll be saving $7.50 a day if I quit smoking. And I quit 2 months ago, and I'm still broke. I just don't know. I'm spending an extra $7.50 a day on not smoking, but, you know, I think the like smoke fairies are coming in my house and stealing my $8 every morning before I wake up. So AZ Digger, that's right. I mean, the only reason I started it again, I mean, I got to say, you know, once I just quit, and it was one of the things where, you know, like I said, I smoked for 30 years, and I probably tried to quit, you know, 100 times, just like anyone that smokes a long time. You'll say, oh, I need to quit, you'll get the gum or something else, and it just fails. One day I just threw away all my cigarettes at that night and said, well, I'm going to get rid of all my butts in the yard and everywhere else. I can't, like, Jones one, and you just quit. And I was really happy. Never even missed it or anything until I got divorced. And then, you know, just a bad day. I was like, I'm going to get a pack of cigarettes. You still smoke backyard prospecting. You just changed what you smoke. Jonathan Brewer, sorry to hear that. And yeah, that's it. It's usually if you start again, it's from something pretty bad, you know, happening. Pop in a separate jar. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, now I just really don't take money out of the bank. Before I was taking money out of the bank, so now I really don't. So, hey, Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting, how's it going? AC Shovelhead, how's it going? Thank both of my mods for being here tonight. I appreciate both of y'all being here. Keith and Wynn, how's it going? So, again, tonight, this looks some really hard stuff. And, you know, I'm not feeling well, and I have to go pick up my daughter pretty early tonight, so I don't know if we're going to be able to pan out this whole thing. We're going to have to see. I'm not going to classify it, so We're not going to sit here and chat too long. We're just going to get to some panning. Hey, Thomas 907. And we're going to see just how hard this stuff is. It is from Nome, Alaska, so I'm pretty sure it'll be some tough stuff and fine gold. We'll have to see. I don't know. I've never seen any of his Paydirt being done before. This is Tony Owens off of Facebook. He only sells maybe once a year. I think he put up something like 20 bags this year. So it's not something that was going to be reviewed. He doesn't sell consistently. He's like a lot of people that, you know, mine in different places. They just want to sell their gold and make a little bit extra money off them by putting them in bags of Paydirt. So, and let everyone else have some fun to see what they've been doing. Carolina Gold Girl. Hey, Dave Bing. All right, let's go. Let me go make sure my water is all set, or my camera for my water is all set up, and then we're going to just swap. Ah, there you go. So, all right, let's get some panning done. Yeah, Clay Ledger, that's it, that's it. I know, Sluice Boy, you're on my list, and you're on my very short list, but just something keeps happening where I keep bumping you, and I don't know why. I think it was, I was trying to do you in September, and then something happened. I decided to change up September to do Paydirts I really, really wanted to do, and then something else came up. You're just like the company. There's a couple companies that this has happened to, where you're on my really short list, and things keep just happening. But I guarantee you, we're going to get to you this year, and early in the year, I'll actually put a note down on my little spreadsheet right now to make sure I add you. So I'm putting that on my computer right now on because it is, you are somebody I've been dying to go back to. I know I've reviewed you. I think I reviewed you twice before, but it's probably about 4 years ago since I reviewed you. So I think the last time I looked at you, though, was right around Christmas, and you had all your Christmas bags again, and I wanted to wait till it was like a normal bag. But there, I just wrote note down, so I will get to you. I do have January and February's already pre-booked, but I might try to fit you in the end of February. We'll have to see. So, but all right, let me shrink down my ugly mug, and we're going to start panning just so I can make sure we can see how much this bag we can get through tonight. So, there we go. Let me go turn off this other light. There we go. There we go. All right. And again, as always, during the painting, if I miss anything in chat, just holler a couple times and I'll try and catch it. But I'm on my phone, so chat's a little bit smaller and harder to find and read. So yeah, I have your website bookmarked. I mean, I have all of them. I have you on Amazon bookmarked, and I have your eBay bookmarked, but I would buy it from your website. Yeah, I know if somebody has a website, it's usually cheaper. I mean, I usually just go through and check all the prices and make sure anyway. Hey, Scott Loves YouTube. How's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And everyone who's watching the show, thank you for joining the show. Don't forget to hit that like button so YouTube knows how much you enjoy watching my ugly mug. And I don't know what they'll do for me. Probably nothing, but you never know. All right, let's get a pan to dump this in. Yeah, that's why I couldn't figure out Carolina Gold Girl. I couldn't figure out who it was. So I actually looked it up and had to see. It's 100 Mustang 100. But at least she's smart and changed her name before she got too big like I did. Waited until I had 5,000 subs and changed my name. But there we go. There's the material. I didn't think it would have anything chunky in there, so I didn't think to classify. Still doesn't look like anything too big. I mean, we can just pick out these bigger ones. But there we go. Let's start panning. Yeah, I don't know about that algorithm. YouTube and its algorithm aren't the, You have to wonder, I watch all these people, a lot bigger channels than mine, and they talk a lot about make sure you hit that thumbs up button and the like button because it helps their algorithm. But YouTube can't even use its own push button. I mean, I could tell it to notify me about something. It doesn't even notify me. It doesn't tell me when a new someone I'm following drops a new video half the time. So how are they going to get that part right? Well, thank you very much, brewer. There's Jonathan, friend in the house. Thank you for joining the show. Oh, it's got some organics in it. It looks like some fairly dirty material too. So this again is supposed to be from Nome, Alaska. I don't think it's beach stuff from Nome, Alaska though. Well, I know it's a 1.5 gram bag, and I paid $100 for it, so gold was about $57.50 when I bought it, so got a good ROI. And that's if I find exactly the 1.5, so. Yeah, this chase bags, I will never buy a chase bag except for to review. I buy a lot of bad bags. Like, I've said it many times. I really like Washington State beach mining Paydirt to pan out on my free time when I'm not reviewing. And it's not a good ROI. But chase bags I would never buy except for to do a review about because they suck. There you go. Starting out pretty good. Nice little big piece and a lot of fine gold. A lot of it went down too. This stuff definitely has a lot of pixie farts in it. Pixie dust. It's going to make it a little bit challenging to pan out later. Nice twig. Oh, that's good. A keen high banker. That should be fun. All right, Carolina, go girl. Go get your dinner. I don't think it's beach material. It's just from Nome. I don't believe it's beach material. Because they do, mine in other areas of Nome besides the beach or even in the water, One in every 23,000 bags. No, the gold. You know what's funny is, okay, so, I just hate chase bags. I think chase bags are the biggest ripoff. They kind of like, everyone knows a lottery is pretty much a scam. One person wins and billions of people lose. But, chase bags are just feeding off of people's desire to hit something big, and they're not fair. I would have no problem with a chase bag if it was 100 bags and they were $50 a bag, and then whatever that is, what's 50 times 100? at $5,000 if they gave away, you know, $4,500 worth of gold still. You know, that's not a bad chase bag. The owner still makes $500 profit, and, you know, the customers get really good returns. One person gets a super great return. Those aren't bad. But most of these chase bags are just huge ways for owners to make a ton of money. And the one thing I really don't like about gold and Paydirt, though, is they don't even put their disclaimers on there anymore. They used to put their disclaimers on there like Backyard was talking about, where it'd say, you know, oh, we make a batch of 30,000 bags and one of them will have this, you know, or so and so. Now they don't even bother with that anymore. They've gotten to the point where they just know nobody's going to sue them, I guess. Or no one's going to take them to the attorney general. So they don't even bother with that stuff anymore, which is ridiculous. If I lived in the same state as them, I'd be at the attorney general's office every week. Hey, Jam and Jeff. I'm glad you could make it. Thank you for joining the show. And hope you're doing good, Jonathan Friend, as well. Hope everything's settling down a little bit. I've been keeping updates on the raffle they're doing for you, but I just haven't seen anything yet. There's some really nice looking prizes. As soon as they come out with the tickets, like how much they're going to cost and stuff, I will post a video or start mentioning it more in these live shows to try and get some people to buy some tickets. It's for a good cause. American Gold Prospectors has $100 bag minimum 1.4 grams. Huh. You had to send me a link to that, HD. Even though you might have and I just missed it, but send me a link to that. I'd like to see that. And hey, Wheezin' Geezer. Well, no, but they don't do the requirements because on Gold and Paydirt, they don't tell you it's 1 in 100. They just tell you one bag will have an ounce of gold or 2 ounces or whatever they're getting up to now. I think the last one I saw was like 10 ounces of gold. So technically they're not, because you have to have a set number to say one of something has that much. Otherwise, technically, you could just end the sale and never have produced one. But they're all scams. And any chase, I mean, not all, but I mean, 99% of any of these chase things that people make are just scams. And it's just sad. Another, that's a big piece. That's a nice big piece of gold. Let me see. I want to say there's a little piece of quartz in there, but it's hard to tell. But a nice little hunker there. So I'm guessing this 1.5 grams is going to be some pretty big stuff. He said it's supposed to be hard to pan, but we'll have to see when we get down to the bottom. The finishing pan. Okay, Thomas 907. Hey, Thomas, just send me a message on Patreon to remind me and tell me where you're going to be selling them and stuff so I can, you know, wait and have a... get myself ready. My secret shopper's ready. I like Gold Nugget sales. I like their Colorado stuff probably most out of all their bags that I've done so far. I do have a bag of their stuff up here. I don't even know what it is. The whole December being sick thing has me behind on all my videos. Hey, John Gear, how's it going? I do love fine gold. Even though I should stop saying that because everyone always sends me little bags of Paydirt with really fine gold. So I should say I like bags of Paydirt with half fine gold, half nuggets. So when people send me stuff, it's got the big nuggets in it. But no, I love panning out fine Paydirt. Just because it takes longer, and like I always tell everyone, once you can pan out fine gold, you don't have to spend, $80 a week on Paydirt. There's a piece of hunk of metal. You can spend $40 on a super fine bag of Paydirt and it'll last you a week or two, I did like the double black diamond bag as well. That was a good bag. The only thing I don't like about it is just because they added in the tungsten, it's not very realistic. It is a really tough, challenging bag, though. I mean, personally, I think there's other ways to make a bag tough besides adding tungsten, but it's a really good bag. And it is really tough, which is what they were going for. I mean, they still have a whole bunch of bags I haven't tried that I need to get around to. I do have a battle with them coming up soon. So, just want to find some good gold in Colorado. Yeah, I know. I mean, my good buddy EVG has a claim up there in Colorado, and he hasn't found, that mother lode yet. So, it's generally that thing is, most of the easy gold's been found already. So you got to work at it. Another little bigger piece here. And I will say, he does say all this gold is supposed to be his own gold, where he just re-adds it. So this is unsearched Paydirt, but then he added in 1.5 grams of gold to it. And the gold he added was stuff that he did mine himself, and then he cleaned a little bit, which is why it's not really super, super bright, like Lynch mining gold, but it is brighter than, typical gold you'll find that's got that nice staining to it or something. This is some dusty stuff, though. I'm not going to say Clash is the best. I like his Paydirt. It's a nice, decent Paydirt. Clash does have a nice, decent Paydirt. But, when he started out, he was probably one of my least favorites. I didn't like his Paydirt at all, his typical YouTuber Paydirt. But now he's gotten much better, and his Paydirt is much better, and it's on par with a decent seller. There's a lot of sellers that are better than him, but, there's always room to improve, so. Just bought a 40-acre mountain. Well, that's awesome, sluice boy prospecting. And tin is a pain to pan out. Yes, tin is a pain to pan out. But the only place I've ever seen tin at in Paydirt is from Australia so far. I've never seen it naturally in any other Paydirt except for Australian Paydirt. Well, that's what'll happen. That's the way it goes, is you go out and you pan and you find a tiny bit of gold. So you buy a high banker, you find a tiny bit more gold. Then you buy a 2-inch or 3-inch sluice and you find even more gold. And you buy a 4-inch sluice, you find more gold. And it keeps working its way up until eventually you realize you've dug up your entire property, your entire mine. You've gotten all the gold out and you broke even because all the rest is invested in equipment. So then you have to go buy a new piece of land, but you've already got all the equipment. Another big chunker and a couple little finds. Just have to see. This stuff looks like it might be pretty difficult once I get down to the finds. Just because there's so much pixie dust in there. It's going to be really hard to see. Hey, Steve JBW. Well, let me know if you want to sell. I'm always on the lookout to buy some gold. I know not everyone can contribute to my Patreon page and stuff like that. So if I can get gold a little bit cheaper than spot, it always helps me for doing shows like this where I give out gold, If I give out a 1/4 gram today and I pay, 90% spot, it makes it a little bit easier for me to give it away. And hey, Amethyst, how's it going? Like I said, I do like Klesh. He's gone a long way since he first started. He does have good descriptions. I like the fact that he tells you what his difficulty levels are. And not only that, he does a good job of putting them on the bags and on his website so it's very clear. It's one of the problems is, I know it's a fine line where some people put, in their descriptions, Paydirt, 1 pound, and then that's it. But then some people will put paragraph after paragraph after paragraph telling you the history of the area and this and this and this. And the problem with those well, it's great to read up the history of a certain area. On every single bag of Paydirt they sell, if you put 4 paragraphs about the history of that area, it should be on the main page or somewhere else, because then what gets lost is like, if after 4 paragraphs they tell you, oh, and this is the hardest Paydirt you've ever going to pan out, you need to know that first, and you don't want to miss that. So I think everyone should probably be, like 1 paragraph, 5 or 6 sentences is all you need, but everyone should tell you a difficulty level. And it's not because, the difficulty level is important for me. It's because it's for your customers. Generally, anything I complain about is because I think about what the customer would think about. It's the same thing as you wouldn't go buy a car if you didn't know if it's an automatic or a standard. They make sure you know it's an automatic or a standard because it makes a huge difference. And if you sell somebody some Paydirt they cannot pan out or recover all the gold, you're doing yourself a disservice, because then they're never going to buy from you again. And I'm trying to think who has the wall of text. There's a couple companies that have just, oh my gosh, so much information. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't need all this. Like I said, I love that they do that. Some sellers, they have some great information about the area, and I do enjoy reading it. But it should just be like on the Paydirt page itself, and then when you go to each individual bag, it should just tell you about what's in that bag. It's just like I said, back to the car analogy. If you go to a car dealership, when you go to each car, they're not going to tell you the history of Toyota. The history will be on Toyota, will be on the About Me page or something, Some more little chunky stuff hidden around in here. And a lot more fine stuff. Looking good. I am guaranteed to get a 1.5 grams, so. Hey, Sherwood Prospecting, how's it going? Surprise, it's Yugo. I was telling my kids about Yugo the other day. Yugo and the Gremlins, about some bad car designs, because we were joking about some car, I forget what it was. Some ugly car that's on the road right now. And I was telling about that. I said, oh, the cars nowadays aren't as hideous as some of the ones they made in the past. I've seen yours. Yours is a decent. I mean, one of these days I'll have to put a video out exactly on what should be and what shouldn't be in the description. I mean, it's pretty basic. You want to tell them how much Paydirt they're getting, where it's from, how much gold you're getting if there's obviously a guarantee amount, how easy or hard it is, and then generally the makeup of the material, because even then, if you tell somebody, because you can have all black sands and it still not be like super hard to pan out because the gold's chunky. So, if you tell them what the material's made up of, or if it's a lot of black sands, less black sands, and then the type of gold, I think that's a really key one, is the type of gold, because 1 pound of black sands with plus 10 gold is much different than 1 pound of black sands with all minus 100 gold. The exact same bag, exact same amount of gold, but they're totally different. One would be almost impossible to pan out, and one you could just pick out the chunky gold, Oh my God, Wheeze and Geezer. I love the Volkswagen thing, but not stock. I was telling my daughter about the Volkswagen because she loves Volkswagen Beetles. And I told her when I was a kid, I had a Volkswagen thing, but it had a 6-inch lift on it with some big old 33-inch tires on it. It didn't run worth junk. I mean, I only had it for 6 months before it finally just got tired of fixing it. But they only looked good if they were jacked up. Same with the Volkswagen Bug. I hate Volkswagen Bugs unless they're turned into dune buggies. It's the only time they look good is when they're going to be desert monsters. But I did like the thing just if it was made outdoorsy. Yugo's just a horrible car. Another chunker. Some more fines. Excuse me. I like the AMC Hornets. I think, it's weird. Old cars, it's funny. Like, if you look at old cars like the Hornets and some of the older ones, they were hated back then, but now they're probably pretty much the only cars you can get from the 60s that aren't going to set you back 25 grand. You can't get a 68 Camaro anymore unless you want to spend 25 grand or one that's nothing but a rust bucket. But you can find some of these, like even the Chevy Novas you can't get, but you can find all these other ones like the AMCs and things like that for really good prices still. And I keep telling my kids I need to go and just sell my car and just go buy an old car. Old 60s car, early 70s. Even the old 70s Trans Ams and stuff are starting to become popular because you can't get them anymore. Because that's what the good thing about all these shows like Gas Monkey Garage, because every time they get one of these old cars and destroy them and turn them into these hideous monsters, that's one less car that somebody can buy. Oh, yeah, Gino has a wall. Yeah, and it says nothing about the Paydirt. There's a couple companies. Like I said, it's a fine call between what to post and what not. I always think if I was to post a description, I would post it if I wanted to sell something to somebody. Tell them what your product is, what they're going to get, and that's it. They don't need to know, when I was born or, how I came to love gold panning or anything like that. If they want to know that, they can go to a different page and read about that. But, that's why there's about me pages and bio pages and blogs and all these other things. You can put all the information you want there. When you're selling something, they just want to know about the product and what it is. Hey, Anthony Wade, how's it going? Right, see, that's awesome. Pimp My Ride. I used to love that show, but it was just so funny because you knew everything they were putting in there was just junk. And they were just tearing up the car. I mean, it's been proven none of those cars lasted. None of them, half of them didn't even work. There was a couple cars. I think there was 2 of the cars that actually didn't even drive out. They were just so busted up. That show was just about making an appearance, which was just funny. All right. Well, that was the end of it, so I guess we'll just get to the DC pan. Hey, DC, how's it going? Oh my gosh, that used to be my dream car, was an AMC Eagle. It's one of the few cars that I still think, just because they were 4-wheel drive, I think it was the first car that was really all-time 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and they came stock with the big wheels on them. They just looked beastie with the wood grain and everything else. It looked like the car that your mom could drive to pick up the kids at the supermarket or from school, and the dad could take it off-road and go camping with it, I always thought it was one of the coolest-looking cars. Maverick, that was a good car. See, those are the cars you got to buy now, because you can't get a Mustang now, but you could get a Maverick in perfect condition for probably, $7 or $8 grand, while the Mustang would cost you $25. And in 10 years from now, that Maverick will be worth $25 grand, and the Mustang will be worth $50. It's always going to be the poor man's Mustang, but they're only going up in value as they're getting harder and harder to find, and more of these people take them and pimp them out, or, throwing a Hellcat engine in them. I'm doing much better, DC. Thank you. Yeah, see, I think everyone likes the same types of vehicles. Old step-side trucks were beautiful. The Fords, there's actually a Ford step-side, an old, I think it's an 80. Right by my house, me and my kids on our bike route. And every time I see it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm just waiting for the day they put a for sale sign out there. Not that I could buy it, but then I think about, well, what about when Joe Dirt really wanted that car and the woman sold it to him just for the money in his pocket? And I think, well, maybe that'll happen. I'll be riding my bike down. They'll have a Joe Dirt moment, and they'll just sell it to me for whatever money I have in my pocket. But it's old Ford step side. New step sides are ugly when they made them all rounded and stuff, but the old ones used to be cool. Chevy Love. I don't remember that one. I have to see a picture of it. I have to look it up. One of my first cars, I mean, when I was a kid, you know, me and my best friend, we used to buy junkers and get them just running, and they would always break after a couple of months. But the first car I ever bought was a Dodge Dart with a push-button automatic transmission. Lasted me about a year before it blew up. And I forgot, I paid $500 for it, drove it for a year. And when it blew up, by then, it was the transmission on it was a collector's item. And the push-button steering. So I ended up selling it for $1,200 with a blown engine. Hey, Shaw's Prospecting, how's it going? Richard's like... And Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to everyone. I know it's going to be here in a few days. Me and my kids celebrated on Monday, so it's hard for me to remember that not everyone has celebrated Christmas yet. That's awesome, CJ. Glad you enjoyed it. It took me forever to figure out, you know, I mean, I'm not going to tell them what it is, but so for the winter Paydirt, I think I bought probably 100 pounds of different types of material to try and find a white winter Paydirt. And it took me a while to find it because it had to be something that I could classify, because it's easy to find something that's one size. But finding something that you can actually classify down and get into 3 different mesh sizes was a serious pain. But now I know, so next year if I want to do a winter Paydirt, I know what to use. Steven Schwann. Yeah, I loved that car. I mean, it was awesome. It was a 4-door. All my friends loved it. I mean, just because, you know, we could drive it around and I was the only person, all my friends with the car. And it was a beater. I mean, we beat that thing to death, which is probably why it blew up, but... And yes, in the U.S., we definitely love our cars. And close, backyard, close. I had a Volkswagen Beetle at one time, but it was a Baja Bug, and I never really got it running. It would run, but it would just backfire nonstop, and it needed so much work. Because it was one of those things, I bought it, it was a project from somebody else, and me and one of my friends bought it and made it our project. And just, you know, when you're a kid and you already have, I think at the time, I think I had an 84 Chevy pickup, and I bought that, Volkswagen, and just my Chevy was taking all my money to keep it running as it was. So, you know, once a month we'd have like $12 to invest in the Volkswagen. No worries, I am Z Jackson. I didn't want to tell anybody what it was going to be. Otherwise, you know, it wouldn't have been a surprise when people open it. People still haven't opened them up, some people. And they'll have to see, which is why I'm not saying what I used. So next month's Paydirt isn't going to be as exciting. I think next month is just Arizona Paydirt, and we've all done Arizona Paydirt. So nothing special there. I'll have to think of a next good one to do. Yeah, listen to what HD says. I will say whoever wins tonight's Paydirt will have to wait probably till Saturday or Sunday before I ship it. And just because I haven't made the Paydirt yet, I'll be making it. I'll probably make it Christmas Day, because that's the day my kids are going home to their mom's house. So I'll have some free time, so I'll make it then. Concrete Paydirt, you get one. Here, let me take this nugget out. Just trying to be a pain. That's it, Sluice Boy. I mean, that's one of the, everything's either good or bad. You're going to get smaller gold than someone up in, the far north. They'll get bigger and more gold, but they've got to spend more and only be able to mine it 6 months out of the year, if that. All right. Start going through this. Should have classified this down. I always say that after. Yeah, Joey Brown. Yeah, it's just, what sucks is, let me take these out. Before, when we were getting along, before she went crazy, we had a deal worked out where we would just trade kids every other year the day before Christmas, so at least one of us would have the kids Christmas morning, first thing bright and early. But now that's all gone, because now we're following exactly what the courts say. Neither one of us have the kids Christmas Day in the morning, where they can open presents. I will have them Christmas morning, but they can't open presents and 2 hours later leave, Like, oh, thanks for the presents that we got to leave here now. But it is what it is. Make the best of it, Kids had their Christmas Monday. My son's been out. I bought him a whole bunch of airsoft guns. He's been out in the backyard just blasting away with them. American Gold Prospectors, how's it going? And only dredging gnome February to April. Yeah. But there's a lot of gold there, so you probably get more than most people in that amount of time. But then it costs you 10 times as much for a gallon of milk. And gas and everything else. Jonathan Brewer. You gotta remember, I didn't win anything for Christmas either. My name didn't go up there. Maybe we should declare no winner and I just get this bag of Paydirt tonight. Yeah, I have seen the tracer. Me and my son were talking about those the other day. Or my son was telling me about them more, I should say. Yeah, my son's really all into the airsoft and stuff like that. So I got him a couple different pistols. He's really big into the pistols more than anything. And I got him a gun cleaning mat. Came in today. Came in late for Christmas, so he could break them down and take them apart and clean them. $9 for a beer at the bar. Well, I wouldn't have to worry about that. I don't drink anymore, so I would save my $9 for gas so I could dredge for an hour more, you know. And I keep missing stuff in chat. It's going too fast. Hold on a second. No, I was watching somebody else is watching somebody else besides me. Oh no. No will make you drink. No. I've had enough drinking in my life. I used to be a very heavy drinker, so. But I'm sure it would be very tempting. Just because I know it's not like there's a ton to do in Nome. And, you know. I don't think I could live in Nome, though. You know, it'd be a great place to visit during gold season only. And probably I couldn't even be there the entire gold season. Joey Brown. 15 years. I haven't been that long. So, I mean, I quit heavy drinking probably 15 years ago. But I didn't give up drinking totally. I just kept, you know, I'd have a beer every once in a while, once a week or something like that. Or if I went out to dinner, I might have a glass of wine or a beer. But now I don't drink at all. What's funny is the other day, I was talking to my primary physician, my doctor, and she's, I think, 33. And she told me she's never had a drink in her life. Never smoked a cigarette, never done a drug, which I can understand, but she had never even had a sip of booze, not a beer, a wine, a glass of champagne, anything. I was like, well, that's pretty unheard of. Here, let me get, I don't think anything is in here is magnetic, but we're going to cheat a little bit. Yep, a couple of these bigger rocks. Get them out of there. Beer in your hand now. No, I got no problem with other people drinking. You know, that's one of the things, like, you know, if I go out and I'm hanging out with somebody and they're drinking, it doesn't bug me, you know. Smoking might, but drinking, you know. I don't think there's anything wrong with drinking. I just tend to be one of those people, if I drink, I'll, you know, want to drink too much. And I'm not a nice drunk, so. Oh, yeah, I saw somebody was saying that they asked to have normal visitation and they wouldn't agree. It's just the way it is. People just, you know. I mean, I gotta say, my ex now, she would probably prefer to go back to the old now, but I'm not gonna do it just because, you know, she dragged me through court for all kinds of BS. So we'll just stick by the court stuff. You know, it doesn't bug me. I have no problem moving my schedule around for my kids. So, you know, they're old enough that Santa Claus can show up on the 21st. So there we go. This is some dark gold in here. Still got some other stuff, but having a hard time cleaning it out. I'm gonna have to come back in here, clean it up a little bit better. Some nice chunky stuff. And it definitely has some darker gold in there too, which is why I'm having a hard time getting. Like this one is a roller. So nothing's really coming down when I'm backwashing it, so I'll have to look at it Go through it again later tomorrow and weigh it up. But here we go. There we go. All right, let's move everything back so y'all can take a gander at the ugly mug some more. Yeah, it's got some nice chunkies in there. Probably, I'm going to guess it's probably half and half. Half chunkers, half little bitty specks. Yeah, it was fun. $1.62. I don't know. I'm going to guess. I mean, he knew it was going to me. I don't know if, I told him I wasn't going to review it, but, he might have thought I would review it anyway or put it on here. So I'm going to guess it's probably like 1.6. I will, when I weigh it up, I will take a really good picture of this stuff, though. Hey, Flower Gold Wizards, how's it going? But time for y'all to look at the ugly mug. Let's bring that up here. There we go. Oh no, camera's going crazy. That was because I turned off that other light. Let me put on the other light again. There we go. That's the problem with green screens. If you set them for one thing with one light and then you take off that light. There we go. I was wondering. But all right, let me get everything set up so we can give away a bag of Paydirt tonight. And again, I don't have any bags made, so you're just going to have to imagine it. Imagine it. It's a bag of Miller Prospecting Paydirt. It will be 3 ounces of material, Indiana, dug up by myself. And it will have at least a 1/4 gram of gold. There will be 12 bags made. One will have something bigger in it, like a picker. And I'm going to throw in a couple other bags of something else. I don't know what yet. But there might be some other objects in some of the other bags. Let me get chat open. 2.1. Oh, I hope so. I hope that's 2.1. I've got... only thing in my gold vial starting for the year is this, which is... nothing. It's just, I mean, you can't even see it. It's so small. It's all I got from the Heidi and Conan bag. So that's what I've got starting the new year. Working on for next year's Christmas giveaway. The wait won't be tonight. It will be tomorrow, just because I've got to leave here in like 15 minutes to go pick up my daughter and then make them dinner. I might try to come back down later tonight and weigh it up and finish it up. But if I do, it won't be till, I won't post till midnight. But tomorrow during the day, I can come down and do it. If I could do a collab video with somebody from another channel, who would it be? Vogas. Vogas. Just because then it would probably mean I'd have to go to somewhere cool to go shoot it. Because I wouldn't want to do a collab with, like, say, somebody that was like, in Arkansas or, Colorado would be great. But, if I had my pick, it'd probably be Vogas. So, need to start with a smaller vial. Well, I actually don't have any more small vials that have like, well, you can't really see it because it's yellow. But, these are the only ones I have that actually have the protector on them. So, I do need to go and get some more of those like vial vaults. Last time I had some, I gave them all away and I didn't keep any for myself. Nope, never heard from them. They didn't say anything. I don't think they will. I don't think, like I said, I said this in the video and I said it in, I think, the comment. I really like Heidi and Conan. I think they're real. I was telling somebody yesterday, they emailed me and asked me about that, is they reminded me of my parents. Both my parents were hippies. So they kind of reminded me of that. They were kind of crazy and out there. And I really like them. But unfortunately, and I've seen this with a lot of channels, a lot of people who open up YouTube channels do it because they think it'll make them a lot of money. They start websites because they think it'll make them a lot of money. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's, if you want to make a lot of money, there's, Jeff Bezos, all these people, there's a lot of people that do that. But I just, I think they got it in their heads that they can make a lot of money doing stuff, and you know, you got to think. I mean, when they open Across the Pond, how many different sellers did they have on there? I think 5 or 6 different sellers. They've all left. They all left one after another, one after another. They all left, and then the last person that was on there, B Green, he got kicked off, and now this is the type of Paydirt they're selling. You know, it's sad. So, you know, like I said, they're really good, nice. I really like them. I enjoy their channel when they're actually producing content that's not all about, you know, Patreon this, Patreon that. Come here, you know. I'm not gonna say too much. I have a Patreon channel, and you know, I love it, and I love all my Patreon members. But unfortunately, I think there's way too many channels with Patreon members. Patreon, I just, you know, I understand people want to make money, but you know, and stuff like that. But I think sometimes some of these people that open up Patreon pages aren't doing it to keep their channels going like I do, and I know a lot of people like Flower Gold Wizards does, because they spend a lot of money on their channels. Even Clash spends a lot of money on his channel when he's going to different places, when he goes, like when he went all over the country to go pan in other places. Those things cost a lot of money. Staying in Airbnbs and flying everywhere, or even if he was driving, putting all his miles on his car. You know, these channels cost a lot of money, but there's a lot of people that have channels that don't cost anything and don't do anything, and they're just doing it to add income to themselves. And that's not my favorite. You want to hang with the herd crew? Want to hang out with Flower? I would like to. Flower Gold Wizards is another one. I mean, there's a couple people that I would really enjoy probably hanging out with. You know, you know, 9 Toes, 9 Finger Mining would be fun. Flower Gold Wizards. There's a whole bunch of channels, but just if I could only pick one, it would probably be Vogos. You know. And that's it, Amethyst. I mean, I'm going to say YouTube, people think YouTube pays you, but YouTube really doesn't. YouTube used to be great. And I think that's the problem, is when most people heard about YouTube, they were hearing about these people making millions of dollars on YouTube. And now, unfortunately, YouTube is pretty dead. I mean, the ads on them are pretty worthless. I mean, it's funny. I was talking to one of my friends recently, and I used to make an X amount of income every month from YouTube. And it was about the $200 range. And then I started doing these live shows. And people started donating, like tonight, I think, $30 worth of donations and stuff like that. So if I was getting $30 a week doing 4 live shows a month, you would think my revenue would go up to $120. And unfortunately, it hasn't. My income has stayed the exact same. Because what they do is they see, okay, he's making X amount of money from donations. We'll put junkier ads on his videos, so he makes less money on his videos. So he's still happy making money, but you know, it's like I said, I don't mind. You know, everything to me is a fine line. You know, I agree everyone should be able to make money off of YouTube. If you want to, you know, monetize your channel, which is what the goal is. You know, you want to get to 1,000 subs so you can monetize your channel, so you do get a little bit back. But my one thing with me is I always think people need to earn something. And you'll see a channel with 50 subscribers, and they already have a Patreon page. I mean, why do you need Patreon? You haven't put yourself in debt. I mean, my channel I think I was going for 3 years before I opened up Patreon. I mean, it was 2 years before I could be monetized. And then it was at least a year after that before I even got Patreon, and where every bag of Paydirt was coming out of my pocket. People were donating to me, and I was sending them back the gold. You know, it was really rough. I mean, I used to only be able to put 1 video up a month. I mean, I think when I first started, it was once every 2 months. Then it moved up to once a month. Then it was 2 bags a month. Then it was 3 bags a month. And now I can put out 4 bags a month, 5 bags some months. And, you know, before when I was doing it, all the bags were $20 and $30 bags of Paydirt. So, you know, it's like I said, everything's a fine line. You find, you know, some people, like, there's a couple smaller channels. There's a couple small channels like Backyard Prospecting. I definitely think need the support. Now that there is things like Patreon and things like that, I think he's a great one. You know, LXR, really good channel. I really like him. That, you know, I can see they need the support because not everyone wants to go like me and go 3 years before they're monetized. pumping out videos. But like I said, you see some of these channels that have 50, 100 subscribers, and they've already got Patreon. You know, I don't know. And Josh Rowling, I agree. I think that they think, you know, but I don't know. Because I think the more you have to do, the more you have to struggle like I did, or some of these, other channels that start out small and work their way up. You learn a lot when you struggle. But if somebody right off the bat would have been buying me Paydirt, I probably wouldn't have, changed the way I would have probably changed just how I did things, because I would have had people buying me Paydirt from the very beginning. Now I know what to look for, what not to look for. So. American Gold Prospectors. What? Well, here, I'm going to look up your channel. I know I'm subscribed to you. Oh, yeah, most of your videos, I know a lot of your videos do really, really good. And that's the key. I'm in a very, and I've always known that, I'm in a very small subset. If you have somebody that's really interested in gold prospecting, very few of those, probably 1, 2, 3, maybe 5% of those actually care about Paydirt. So, for every prospector out there, I've got to wait till there's 95 of them pass before one of them says, oh, I want to watch a Paydirt video. It's why, like Dan Hurd, it's why Clash has so many subscribers, because a lot of them came from when he was doing things going around prospecting. Just use your phone, Jonathan Brewer. Just use your phone. I used first 3 years of my videos were all with my phone. I actually just bought a second phone. I went and bought, I think at the time, when I first started my channel, I think there were iPhone 7 was the newest phone. And I just went out and bought an iPhone 5. And just used that. I mean, if you're not going out doing a ton of stuff, where you need an action camera, your iPhone will work perfect. So like right now, you could probably go get an iPhone 8 really cheap and just use it. I mean, they shoot 4K. Maybe not 4K. I don't know about the 8s, but, Yeah, I agree, Keith and Wynn. That's one of the things is, you have to be like, I will say one person I think puts in really great videos is Gold Nugget Sales. I mean, this dude was meant to be putting videos out. His little blog videos, I love his blog videos, and they almost get no views, but he was definitely made, I don't know if they're spending a ton of money on production or what, but they make some really good videos, so. Sluice Boy Prospecting. Yeah, iPhone. I mean, the only reason I still don't use my iPhone is just because I built a studio. I'm only in this little spot. So it's easier for me just to have multiple cameras already set up. And then plus for the live shows, But yeah, I tell my son, we're building him a rig because he's got a YouTube channel now. And we're building him a rig so he can have an iPhone and shoot videos breaking down airsoft guns. So. iPhone absolutely sucks. So, all right, everyone, make sure you have gone to the link above and left a comment in the hidden video so we can give you away a bag of Paydirt, and it will be a 3-ounce bag of Miller Prospecting Paydirt with a guaranteed 1/4 gram of gold or more in it. But I don't have one to really show you because I haven't made them because I've been sick and lazy. Oh, that would be cool if it had a thermal sensor in it. Yeah, I'm telling you, I made the mistake. I can tell you honestly, one of the things is when I first started my channel, well, once we moved to Indiana and I was doing my channel, I spent a horrendous amount of money on cameras and microphones, thinking that, a $200 microphone would do much better and I would do this. I must have bought and returned more microphones to Amazon than anything else. I'd take them, shoot a video with it, edit it, watch it, and just hate it. Then I got EQ systems for my stuff. All this stuff I spent, thousands of dollars, returned it all because it was all, now I use, what is it? Logitech webcam and the Blue Yeti microphone. Both cheap, $100 each, or less, something less than that depending. And I'm fine with that, I don't need a $5,000 camera to do anything. If I was to go back out and, hang out and do something, I'd use my iPhone. I told my son, just use his iPhone. They work great. That's awesome, Brian Stevens. Well, all right, I'm going to get ready to get out of here, so let's go and pull a name. Let me make sure everything is set up to pull a name. I need to go get a link, and my cat is meowing, so it's time. So, all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug, pull a name. Let's see who won tonight. Bag of Paydirt that is unmade, but will go out. It'll probably go out Friday or Saturday. And of course, as always, YouTube or its affiliates have nothing to do with this giveaway. This is 100% on me. And whoever wins or whoever's name I pull must post a comment in the live chat before I leave, or they forfeit the bag of Paydirt, and then I don't have to make it. We'll save the first bag for next time. All right, let's post the link here. Fetch comments, anything goes. No replies. Good luck, everybody. Let's pick a winner. Bubba and Sons Outdoor Adventures. So there you go, Bubba and Sons. Make sure you post something in the live chat so you can win. And you can only win one out of these 12 bags. So Bubba and Sons will be ineligible to win until we have given away all 12 bags. So there you go. Oh, my cat's going crazy. He's congratulating you, Bubba. That's what he's saying. So, all right. And maybe one of my mods will tell me if he said something before I get back in chat. So here we go. Hey, Jacob E23. How's it going? Stephen LeBlanc. Yeah. It's funny. Like, I think last show we were talking about shorts, the YouTube shorts, and I said I don't even bother looking at them because 90% of them are just, 99% is something silly with some girl that's like, half clothed. And I was like, ugh, why bother even trying to make shorts for YouTube when they're never going to get seen because 99% of them are made just for 16, 17-year-old boys, So, all right. Bubba and Sons. There you go. They've posted. Thank you for joining the live show, Bubba and Sons. Make sure you email me, though, Bubba and Sons. I will post my email because I do need an email. Just so I have a record showing that I emailed somebody back and told them that I shipped out their Paydirt. So, email me at dylan@millerprospecting.com and we will get that out to you probably Saturday. So... yeah, Sluice Boy Prospect. I'm just not a fan of them, I know they were trying to do something to be like TikTok or something else. I don't know. It's just craziness. All right, Jam and Jeff. I will, Jacob E. I was going to make a post on my community or probably during one of my live shows to probably get them an extra 100. Things. He has posted some content, but he doesn't want me to post this thing yet until he works out his channel. So I've been helping him work on it some. Thank you very much, Jonathan Brewer. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't watch the shorts. I see them up there, and even when I see ones from I think Vogus has posted some, I don't watch them. I'm just opposed to clicking them. So, all right, everybody, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope everyone has a very awesome week, have happy holidays, has a great New Year's Eve, and most importantly, a great Christmas. I hope everyone who won during my live show last week gets their presents before Christmas. I know a few people have. I've gotten some emails. So, but I really want to thank everyone who watches these shows. I know this might be the last, is this the last Tuesday before the end of the year? I don't think so. I think we'll do one more before the end of the year. But, you know, it's been an awesome year this year. Thanks to everybody. And I hope everyone has a great Christmas, has some nice time with their kids and family. And I will see you all next Tuesday. The next video will be out next Monday. I think I'm going to have another battle out next Monday. I don't remember what it is. I'm kind of like I said, last 2 weeks have kind of been out of it. But then next Tuesday we will be back and we will be panning out. Or what is it? Next Tuesday might be a Patreon live show. I'll have to see. We'll see. We'll be here next Tuesday. We'll have a live show next Tuesday. So hopefully everyone will come join the next Tuesday show. If it's a Patreon show, we'll be giving away some stuff. And if it's a live show, then we'll be panning some stuff out if it's a panning show. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you all next Tuesday. I'll have a video up in before then, some kind of review. I know I'm kind of out of it, but thanks again, everyone.